everyone, welcome to Cricbuzz Live. You've returned, we've returned, the red table is here, and today is all about returns because one man is going back to the team that he used to play for earlier, and Mr. Harsha Bhogle has made a return too into our studios.
Correct, totally.
And we have Zaheer Khan, who's also made a return from yesterday. Gentlemen, how are you?
Very good, Danish. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Harsha sir, I must say this. 1 second, guys. I am on some form of broadcast with Harsha sir. I'm a huge fan. Just for me, it's just like I can't believe I've like made it this far in life.
See, that is because you didn't try to bowl left arm over and swing the ball in. If you had, then you would have been looking closer to your left.
Yeah, but I'm just happy. I'm just really happy that you know, all of us are here to talk about the epic return of Gautam Gambhir.
So good to see you serious today, by the way. Every time I've seen you, you are talking different accent and all.
Yeah, see that, but sir, I have to somehow manage to do both, no? Otherwise, see, one place there is idli vada, the other place there is bread and butter.
So today bread and butter or idli vada?
See, when I talk like this, it's bread and butter.
Okay.
When I talk like that, it is idli vada.
But yes, they asked Gautam at the toss as well what it is like to be back. I remember doing a toss in 2011, and it was KKR versus DD. It was at the Kotla, and I remember saying, Gautam, you've come back to the Kotla. How does it feel to be a Delhi boy at the Kotla in KKR colours? He says, who's the Delhi boy? He says, I'm a Kolkata boy. Who's the Delhi boy here?
Oh, wow.
And that was 2011. And just like Gautam, you know, Gautam is this, he's like a Sutli bomb. You know what the Sutli bomb is? We used to call that in Hyderabad.
I know.
Small bomb makes a huge noise, big, you know. I've always thought Gautam was a bit like that. So he'll be like that. But he's talking about emotion today, which is good to see.
Yeah, but I mean, he even sent out a tweet, Zach. I think he's also quite a diplomat in that sense because it's also important to get the crowd going. Like, we'll just see that tweet right now. Let's pull that out.
He'll love you for calling him a diplomat.
Yeah?
Gautam diplomat?
I'm glad on his good side. I don't think I want to be on his bad side.
He's dead up front most of the times, I think, you know. He's very passionate about the game. You know, there is one thing you can talk about Gauti is that he's always that emotion and passion for the game is visible. You know, he's not going to hold back. Yes, with KKR he has that emotional connect because he's actually done the turnaround of KKR side, and he's built that team. You know, and so when you put so much in, you know, you always have that connect. So yes, it is certainly going to be emotional for him, and that's probably the reason, you know, he was so vocal about it. But when it comes to match, I think, you know, he's going to try everything possible to win this game.
I think he spoke something about being professional as well. But is there like that pressure of going back and playing in front of a crowd that's cheered for you for so many years?
If you've smelt the air of Calcutta, even for a little while, you become emotional anyway. And he's won there. He's given them, delivered 2 trophies. Look, that's huge. And if you remember the first, after they won the first one, the entire city turned up, the chief minister turned up. It was like a World Cup winning parade.
Yeah.
That's how passionate the Kolkatans are about winning. So to them, he was Gautam Da. And I won't be surprised if even at the airport where he's going, they're still calling him Gautam Da. But he's now got to... I wonder if somewhere he wants to tell KKR, look, you should have had me another year.
Interesting, because see, what happened was in the last game, 3 other players that they let go of, Yusuf Pathan, Manish Pandey and Shakib, performed really well, you know, against them for Hyderabad. Do you think players draw inspiration from friends like these by any chance?
Of course, I think, you know, when you're playing against your friends, you know, who you're pally with off the field, you actually want to give that extra bit on the field. You've seen it with someone like Dwayne Bravo, Kieron Pollard. You've seen it with Russell Bravo. I think, you know, anyone. I think when I used to play, if I'm playing against Yuvraj Singh, you know, that competitive edge used to go just a notch higher all the time.
Does any texting happen later saying, bro, did you see what I did to you today? Does that happen?
All the time. I think, you know, if he's scored runs against me, you know, he will pull my leg. If I've had a good day against him, I'll certainly make sure that, you know, I keep reminding him that, you know, how I bowled against him or how I got him out.
See, now we know why SMSs are free. Let's just take a look at the playing 11 for this game. We'll first pull that side out from KKR, and they've they've lost the toss and they're going to be batting first.
It doesn't matter for them. The biggest thing for them at the moment is that name down in the first column. There was little uncertainty about whether he was going to play or no. Andre Russell is slightly injury prone. He's just coming out of a bad injury. But if he's playing, that's great for them. Only thing is, I hope he doesn't bat like a slogger like he did the other day. Andre Russell is far too good a batsman to bat like a slogger.
He did rush into it a little bit, I think, because that was Stanley's last over, and he did hit him for a 6, which was a catch, could have been taken, but went for a 6. So I think at that stage, if he had just held his nerve a bit longer, he might have had a brilliant inning, what he's known for, because he is in good form right now. It's showing, and that's why it's so important that he plays maximum number of games for KKR. About the change, I think the Curran coming by Tom Curran coming back in the side.
Good
I think
decision.
The reason is Russell is not going to be available to bowl 4 overs. I think with hamstring niggles you got to be cautious. So I'm sure Russell is playing in the side today purely as a batsman, maybe 1 or 2 overs, but they're going to be cautious about him using him as far as bowling is concerned. Tom Curran bowls with the new ball as well, and someone like Mitch Johnson has been effective post power play or in the death over. So I think that's probably the thought process there.
KP was telling me that day when we were doing commentary together. KP played at Surrey. I think Tom Curran is from Surrey, and he said he's the kind of guy who, when the going gets tough in the last end overs, he keeps asking for the ball. Because he wants to bowl in the end overs. And that first game that he played, I mean, there's suddenly big crowd, everything. It takes time to get used to it. He had a bad game.
Can be pretty
but I'm sure he can come back. But that KP specifically said that he likes bowling in those end phases, which is a good sign.
He looked good, and I think when you look at his bowling style, his role model must have been Dale Steyn. I think he's got that hint of Dale Steyn. Like as a kid, he must be watching Dale Steyn closely and wanting to just copy his action a bit.
One person that there's been a lot of talk about is Shubman Gill. Where should he bat? The poor boy is just lost in the woods. Where does he go?
My view is, and we'll get Zach's views quickly, so I can slip mine in first.
Yes. Go for it.
We've been discussing about him quite a lot,
My view is, and I mean, I've been this little fringe player in the side at different level. You take whatever opportunity you get. If you're getting a chance to bat at 6, you say, thank you very much, sir. If they say 7, you say, thank you very much. If they say 3, you say, don't change your mind. I'm holding on. Don't change your mind. But I mean, he's obviously played all his life at 3 and 4, but everybody starts off at different numbers. You start off at wherever you get. If the team thinks he's better off at 6, then he's got to bat at 6. Though I won't be surprised if they just send him off at 3, because last time they sent Sunil Narayan at 4.
It was very confusing. I think that, and when you're looking at KKR side, and if you go back to auction, their philosophy was to invest in the youngsters. When you're investing in youngsters, you have to give them the best possible opportunity. And by that logic, I think that logic is contradicting itself, because Shubman Gill should be batting at number 3 by that logic, because you're investing in Shubman Gill so that he flourishes, he understands, he starts taking that pressure of the games, and as senior members of the side, which is Robin Uthappa or Nitish Rana for that matter, or DK, has to give him that kind of opportunity. So far in the tournament, what I was not happy to see from KKR side is the fact that if Shivam Mavi is playing, they've not used him till 15th over. He's a youngster. You have to give him that confidence. You have to show that you are good enough. And similarly with Shubman Gill, I think if you put him top of the order, when you have someone like Robin Uthappa who's been batting at number 3, you're actually giving him that confidence that we have Robin Uthappa, but we are trusting you. We are trusting you to do the job. Go out there, express yourself. That kind of liberates you as a player, and the best side comes out. So from that point of view, I feel that KKR is just missing that trick a little. Someone like Shivam Mavi, throw in the new ball. Let him bowl with the new ball. What is going to happen? He might go for 15 runs. The best of the bowlers in IPL are going for 15 runs. So that doesn't really matter. But if he clicks, someone like like Markande, has played the first game, got some performances in. Now he's going to have a great IPL, and it's going to be an asset for Mumbai Indians. So similarly, if someone like Mavi starts delivering for you, your team is certainly going to look completely different.
We clearly have a divide here. We have two different opinions.
I'm saying that if you're a fringe player, and if someone says 6 or 7, you say thank you and play 6 or 7 wherever you want to bat. But he makes a very valid point. The first thing that a young kid getting in the room is scared of is of failing. He said, यार मैं अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप जीत के आया हूँ, जहाँ के आउट हो गया तो गांव में के लोग क्या बोलेंगे, यहाँ लोग क्या बोलेंगे, दोस्त क्या बोलेंगे. He's afraid of failing. So what Zach said counters that to some extent, saying we trust you enough. Don't worry about failing. Go and bat. So from that point of view, yes.
Yeah, it's a lot like Cricbuzz as well. You see, they've just given the youngster a chance to be here, and I'm trying to make the most of it.
Yourself a youngster? Danish, I want to be very polite to you, but I've experienced what you're going through.
Not that young.
When third man and fine leg starts dropping back, then it means you're no longer that young.
Okay, let's move on. Let's take a look at the Delhi Daredevils playing 11. Gautam Gambhir is making the return, and their team is unchanged.
No, they got one.
Oh, one change.
one
Sorry,
change,
what
yeah.
is that one change there?
Yeah, Chris Morris comes.
Chris Morris,
for Dan Christian. I think he was ill the previous game. It's a big plus for them.
Yeah.
I actually want to see someone like Vijay Shankar contribute with the ball. You know, so far maybe he's not available to bowl because he's someone who's been playing T20 internationals for India regularly and have been bowling 4 overs. Like, you know, we've seen in the earlier tournament where someone like Rohit Sharma was trusting him to bowl 4 overs and putting him that kind of responsibility as a bowler. So far has not bowled in the IPL, which has been a bit of surprise.
His pitch report. He said the ball might zip through. If it does zip through, you've got Trent Bolt, you've got Sharma, you've got Chris Morris. If they want a seamer to come behind them, then they've got Vijay Shankar. Give him 2 or 3 overs and the ball is zipping through.
Certainly, I mean, if this wicket he's not bowling, then there are some issues for sure. I think there has to be some fitness
What's that
issues.
famous quote that you had about Gautam Gambhir? Besides the bomb reference, what's the boxing reference that you had? You had a boxing reference as well.
So, no, I mean, see, Gautam is, they call it the small man syndrome.
Okay.
So Gautam is this small guy who thinks like a heavyweight boxer. So he'll enter the boxing ring and say, you think I'm small? Come, let me show you. And that is why he's so pugnacious. He keeps going after them all the time. It's always, you can't take me for granted. And that is a quality that I've admired enormously in Gautam Gambhir, that he's a fighter always. Sometimes the definition spills over from batting to actual engagement on the ground,
Which is also, there also is fighter everywhere, no, but it works.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it works. You know, everywhere it works. Okay, we'll tell you how many times it's worked as well. He's been the captain on 19 occasions between KKR and DD playing, right?
Yeah.
How many has he won? Am I right? Is that the question? Yeah. Yeah. How many has he won? Yeah. Any guesses?
I'm very bad with stats, so don't ask me all these things.
12, 13, 14, 15.
12, 13, 14, 15. I'm a little mixed with
17,
all this. This is where
18.
inexperience is coming in right now. Let's just pull the stat. There it is. Okay, he's won 13 games. 14 times for KKR and 4 times for Delhi Daredevils. Speaks a lot about him as a captain, doesn't it?
And he's been captain for a long time. And you know, one of the things he did at KKR was to build that side. If you remember the 2011 auction, literally they wanted to show the people of Kolkata, we're building a new side, they spent a lot of money. Now he's gone to a team that hasn't won. So he's got the same kind of responsibility again. So he'll almost revel in that responsibility. He started with a half century, right? So he's pulling his weight. When you get a little older, you start to worry if you're pulling your weight in the side as a player as well. He's got a half century already. I think today with Glenn Maxwell back, and with Chris Morris back, so they've got that batting all-rounder who can give you 1 or 2 overs. They've got Chris Morris who's a finisher. Today, Delhi Daredevils is looking at a complete side.
Zach, you know, we obviously discussed Vijay Shankar already and about how he's not really had a ball yet, but why? Do you know, would you know being a bowler yourself sometimes? Why is somebody giving the ball to you?
Best person to answer this question is Gautam Gambhir. Why?
Sometimes I think you just look at the ball and say, nahi yaar.
No, yeah, does it go like that? Does it say, nahi, ye nahi kar sakta hai, isko khada field mein?
It can happen, you know. Maybe he's looking for a role which is not kind of, you know, fitting him for Vijay Shankar, because in this format usually between spinners need to bowl from say over number 7 till about number 15, 16, you know. So at that time, if you have 2 spinners, then you somehow thinking that, okay, you know, wicket is assisting spin bowling, I will not use Vijay Shankar in this position. And then once you get to 16, 17, you are thinking, okay, now it's too late to use Vijay Shankar. So maybe Gautam is getting caught in that kind of thought process. But today, certainly, the wicket, by the looks of it, is going to help the seamers. So you'll see a lot of seamer bowling, especially from DD side. KKR will always rely on spinners, but I think DD, you might see less of spin and more of seam up.
I spoke to Kuldeep when I was there in Kolkata, and I said, this track is different. I said, wo pakad ke nahi aa raha hai, you know. He said, bounce hai sir, isme bounce hai. He said, mere jaise bolo ko bounce acha lagta hai.
Yeah.
So even though they have that, he's a wrist spinner, even though it's not a turning track, he enjoys the bounce on that track.
Yeah.
So the spinners won't mind bowling on it.
You think that will help someone like Rahul Tewati as well, who's been pretty impressive, I think, so far?
He's keeping Amit Mishra out of the side. I mean,
Yeah.
And I think he tonks at the end as well.
He does.
But he's looking good, Rahul Tewati. Today, if you want to be in an IPL team, you have to be a leg spinner. Even if you've been the country's best off spinner, you still have to become a leg spinner.
Ravichandran Ashwin did that yesterday.
I asked him yesterday, I said, how's India's new leg spinner? But he looks just like Anil Kumble when he's running into bowl.
He does, he does.
I mean, he's idolized Kumble. I know that. He said that once on a program that we were doing.
He's managed to secure the height as well, I think.
Yeah, so he's just like that. Same little skip and...
Him and Shreyas Gopal.
Shreyas Gopal though is like, you know, a little child. He's been watching Kumble bowl.
You know, talking of spinners, Sunil Narine has been, in great form for Kolkata Knight Riders. Do you think he's going to be equally effective today as well, Harsha?
See, what I'm impressed with Sunil Narine is he came here under a cloud. He was reported in the PSL.
Yeah.
So he must have been thinking, what if I get reported again? He's always been on that edge, right, Sunil Narine? Given all that, the fact that he's come back, he's had 2 really good matches so far. He's got a half century in 17 balls.
Yeah.
So I don't know, does the wicket matter too much?
Not really. I think for someone like Sunil Narine, not that much for sure. But he's been coping with all the pressures of his action being under scrutiny very well, I think, and the fact that he's able to contribute with the bat has taken that pressure off as well. I think that has kind of eased him off from just knowing that his action is always under scrutiny.
If he opens today though, because they got Trent Bolt, they got Chris Morris, they'll bounce him. See, every time he's gone to the top and scored runs, whether it was Samuel Badri bowling or Washington Sundar bowling, he's clobbered the spinners. So I wonder whether they'll send him to open knowing that they're going to bounce him now.
They should. I mean, if they're sending him to open, they should stick to that, or they should bat him at number 8, 9.
And send someone like a Gill up the order regularly.
Then use Gill right up. You don't know what you're doing. When do they usually say these things? Do they say it just before the match, or is it usually decided in the previous?
Well, in a team scenario, it's an ongoing conversation, which is never ending, I guess. These strategies are discussed in your travel time, in your leisure time, when you're partying. I think these discussions keep happening, especially if you are
when you're part of
the if you're part of the think tank,
dancing and then
you have to
Chris Gayle was recalled while he was dancing in a pub in Jamaica when he was recalled to RCB.
Yeah.
He was asked, can you fly day after tomorrow? He flew day after tomorrow, landed in Bangalore, didn't have a hit, went straight away and got 100 or whatever.
Scored a century.
So you never know. West Indies is different. Sunil Narine might just come in a different world and he might spin 2 off. But it's a big game for both of them. They're 1-2 down, both of them. The team that loses today is 1-3. Suddenly you're thinking, oh, I've got to reach 8 wins. I've already finished 4 matches. I've got only 1. You're starts to get to you.
Calculations in your head.
You're not on RCB if you remember.
Yes, I know it pretty well, so it hurts. Sunil Narine's been pretty effective in this, IPL. Let's just take a look at his stats. Very interesting numbers there. The least economy rate among all bowlers.
5.33 is excellent.
He's an asset to have. There is no doubt about it. I think he's a game changer in every match he's played. He's someone when teams play against him, usually they look to kind of have the strategies which are very safe strategies. They'll say that 4 overs we'll get 20 of Sunil Narine and then we'll take care of the rest in the last 16 overs. So that's how usually they approach.
You once said when people are playing against Sunil Narine, they only have 16 overs. Is that right?
In his prime, when he was in his prime, before he had all this trouble with the bowling actions, and when the Kolkata track was that spongy little turning kind of track, literally it was like you're playing 16 overs because you couldn't get much out of his 4. So you didn't want to give wickets in his 4. Even if he conceded 15, 16, that's okay. And then you were left with just 16 overs to play against everybody else. Now that little mystique is less, because earlier when that action was a little jerky, he used to get a lot off the track. Now he's not getting that much. The mystery is still in the way the ball leaves the hand, but he's not getting that much off the deck.
But do you think this season that mystery of Sunil Narine is again back in the tournament?
Look, all great bowlers come back, right? All great bowlers come back, and he's shown that he's a great bowler. He's come back. He started the tournament really well.
Well, let's just take a look at the head-to-head, stats between Delhi Daredevils and Kolkata Knight Riders at the Eden Gardens. Numbers, of course, are, guests have never believed in these numbers. Usually, yesterday I was just turned on. I said, no, don't talk about these.
I know why that number.
This is in the last 7 years, and Gautam Gambhir was the captain. Do you think this really matters in a scenario like this?
You played a stat just before this, which was saying that Gautam Gambhir had won 13 matches against Delhi, and now Delhi is got Gautam Gambhir. So
Gautam Gambhir as captain, not Delhi Daredevils.
So as captain also he can make a lot of changes, right? And he can make that difference. So I think the way KKR side used to play and the planning, obviously Gautam was big part of that. And usually that's how he's been playing his cricket. So he's captaining Delhi. He's going to drive the whole team in that fashion, and also going to have a lot of insights about the planning and the preparation and the strategies of KKR. So I think last match also we saw Sunrisers Hyderabad changing the stats. So today it's Delhi's chance to change those numbers, because these numbers keep changing.
Yeah,
but the reason they put up those numbers, there's an inside story to those numbers.
What is it?
Our producers are complete KKR fans. There's no Joy Bhattacharya today. Otherwise Joy would have been sitting like this. You know how Joy sits like this at the edges? He'd be sitting like this, watching the game when KKR is playing. So our producers love stats which show KKR in good light. So hence the 10-4.
They're actually saying thank you to you. Joyda is not here. Joyda is not here, but
of course he's not here, because otherwise by now we'd have been saying, KKR.
I'll tell you what, he's here. He's here, but he's going to be on their screen right now with that question of his. It's time for Joy Factor. Let's bring on that question and let's see if you can find out what the answer is. You got to use that hashtag Cricbuzz Live. I think I'll let Harsha sir do the asking.
Very, very interesting question, because the joy factor is always relevant to the game at hand. So what unique list goes through RP Singh, Chaminda Vas, Iqbal Abdullah? By now you're thinking, is it left-handers? Oops, no. Lasith Malinga, Brett Lee, Manpreet Goni, is it fast bowlers? Right-handers? Oops, no. Zaheer Khan comes in. So which unique list includes RP Singh, Chaminda Vas, Iqbal Abdullah, Lasith Malinga, Brett Lee? Manpreet Goni is the one you need to focus on, and our very own Zaheer Khan. Why are Vas and Lee special? Reply with hashtag Cricbuzz Live. We'll get to the answer at the end. So far people have been quite good on Cricbuzz Live, I must admit. On
a lot of people do send in answers. Vastly people send us answers. Zaheer bhai, what is the answer? Do you know what the answer is?
But if he gives it,
I'm still trying to figure out the question.
Yeah, the question is very complicated. I tell you, honestly, too many question marks, too many names, and too many things.
It takes me 5 minutes first to understand the question every time Joy asks me a question.
But people usually send in the answers. Yesterday, I was very disappointed that people send it within 5 minutes. He said, "Kya yaar, time to lo na. मैं इतना time लेके question बनाता हूँ, तुम लोग इतना जल्दी answer भेजते हो. So take your time and then send us the answers. If you have to predict, now this one you can give me really quickly. All right, KKR versus Delhi Daredevils. First question is, who do you think has a stronger hand today?
I think KKR, just because their spin department is looking better than DD. I know, yeah. Exactly. I said that those numbers are going to change and all that. I said that there is a chance. There is a chance that DD might change those numbers today. I didn't say that they will.
Yesterday he pulled a perfect rabbit on all of us. I asked him who's going to win. He said Kings. Two teams like us. This is such a same answer.
Yeah, Kings won.
They won.
And Kings came close.
Kings did.
Today's pulled out another rabbit. I don't know if you realize. Former captain of Delhi Daredevils is backing KKR today. I'm backing Delhi Daredevils. I think Chris Morris is coming back. They've got the bowlers. This is looking like their best 11 is on the park finally. Maybe Delhi Daredevils. Chalo.
So we have DD on one side, KKR on the other side. What is going to be a good score on this wicket?
Good score is going to be 170 plus, I think.
If you ask, when doctorate gives answer, why are you asking high school graduate?
ऐसे पूछना पड़ता है. Guess है. I can't ask the red table.
172.
172.
He said 170, so I'll be in the vicinity, no? Somewhere satellite.
See, I think, yeah.
What about you?
I'm just going to go with that, yeah. I'll just go. See, I'm a huge fan of yours, so I'll just go with 172.
No,
whatever Harsha sir says is right.
You're not allowed.
I can't do that? I'll up that by 2 more.
Be unique. Come on, give me.
Actually, 3 more. I think 175.
Say 136. Come on, be unique.
I've said 170 plus.
170. You can't keep doing this, yeah. Right? But you can't keep doing this. You keep changing like this. You keep saying one thing and then go back to the other thing. Right. What, did you say 136?
I said, come on, say 136. Be the outlier. Be someone who's got an identity. Let someone look and say, oh, he said 136.
I'm going to use a very old school formula, 143. You know what 143 in school was, right?
Go on. I mean, you were in school much earlier than I was. I mean, for me, school is too far back.
I love you.
143. Okay, I love. So love is 4 alphabets. You is 3 alphabets.
Correct. Yeah, you figured it out. It's not that hard after all. Okay, we'll continue doing these City 143 jokes, and we'll also talk about cricket. We'll see you in the mid-show, which is going to happen in about 90 minutes. Let's go and see what happens out there in the middle. Come back. 90 minutes right here. Cricbuzz Live.